So we all know at this point how big the Hidden Road acquisition actually was for Ripple, but also for XRP. But what if I told you that Ripple actually has a much bigger secret behind this acquisition that they're not telling us, but we actually started to decipher through a lot of the interviews that were happening around prominent names like Monica Long and how they actually let a few things slip on what they're doing with Hidden Road. This is actually very big, especially for XRP and even for the XRP ledger. So you definitely want to listen closely to this video. Let's actually start off with the acquisition itself because everyone focused on a few things happening around this acquisition. Number one was the $1.25 billion that Ripple actually had to spend to get this acquisition. Number two, everyone started to focus on the $3 trillion moved per year from Hidden Road. And then also, number three, everyone focused on the 300 plus top institutions that actually utilize Hidden Road. Now, again, this is a big deal. Obviously, these numbers do matter. But what if I told you that it's much bigger than just the $3 trillion per year, and it's much bigger than the 300 plus top institutions that are tied back to Hidden Road? Let's actually first start off with what David Schwartz told us. Number one was the amount of money being moved every single day, and the fact that this is the activity that is going to be focused on the XRP ledger. For an example, we have the prime broker clears upwards of $10 billion and processes over 50 million transactions per day on various traditional rails, waiting up to 24 hours for those transactions to settle. Now imagine even a portion of that activity on the XRP ledger, and that's exactly what Hidden Road plans on doing. Now, he also mentions that not to mention future use of collateral and real world assets tokenized on the XRP ledger. Now that, in my opinion, is a focus because what are they planning to do next? Well, we're going to come back to this post because this is where we started to see the hints given to us. But over here from Wrath of Kahneman, and I did include this in a video in the beginning of April, SBI Holdings actually spotlighted this acquisition. We have significant, I find it interesting that SBI has made a formal announcement that, Ripple was acquiring Hidden Road. There are certainly some exciting possibilities given the Osaka exchange plans. SBI Holdings and SBI Ripple Asia are pleased to announce that Ripple Labs Inc., an important partner of the SBI Group, has announced that it will acquire Hidden Road and a major prime broker using cash, XRP, and treasury stock. Now, it is interesting that SBI would highlight this, but I think that we also found out the reason why for that as well, and we'll get to that. But let's go over here to this post from Subjective Views, which was the big update behind Hidden Road. Ripple's Hidden Road, a $1.25 billion asset broker acquisition, plans to open an Abu Dhabi office. The firm will offer clearing and prime brokerage services to institutional investors in the UAE. This is big because this is not even a month later that we're starting to see that big update. Followed by April 17th, we saw that Hidden Road received a FINRA approval for broker-dealer license as well, which was a game changer. I mean, this is a huge step in the development around Hidden Road's fixed income prime brokerage platform and bolsters their capabilities in traditional financial markets, aka we look at stocks and bonds and things like that. And again, this aligns perfectly with what Ripple is trying to do here, which we'll talk about. Well, let's actually go over to this big update around the Abu Dhabi entity. So they secured the in-principle approval from ADGM. And if we zoom in, just so that you guys can see, here we have a few things. Number one, receiving our IPA from ADGM marks a significant milestone for our business. ADGM's high regulatory standards make it a key market for institutional growth. The IPA underscores the firm's ongoing commitment to global compliance and transparency across traditional and digital asset markets. This milestone builds upon Hidden Road's growing network of regulatory approvals, certifications, and licenses. Hidden Road Partners, CIV NLBV, is licensed as an MIFID investment firm and as a crypto asset service provider by the Netherlands Authority of the Financial Markets. Hidden Road Partners, CIV UK Limited, is authorized as an AML D5 and MIFID investment firm by the UK Financial Conduct Authority. And Hidden Road Partners, CIV US LLC, is a Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, registered futures commission merchant, financial industry regulatory authority member, broker dealer, and a member of the National Futures Association and Fixed Income Clearing Corporation. Our goal from day one has been to equip clients with seamless access both to traditional and digital markets. We continue to actively pursue regulatory approvals around the world to deliver on that commitment, recognizing the confidence and transparency that follows when operating under clear regulatory frameworks. ADGM congratulates Hidden Road on receiving its IPA from the FSRA to operate as a regulated financial services firm. The expansion of their services within the International Financial Center is a testament to the immense opportunities available within Abu Dhabi. We look forward to Hidden Road receiving their financial services permission and their contribution to ADGM's dynamic ecosystem. So again, when we are thinking about this, okay, we are now starting to see some huge moves happening around Hidden Road. And we can also see how regulated and compliant they also are as well, which is a huge step for Ripple already taken. Now, let's start talking about the facts. Let's go back to David Schwartz. He said, not to mention future use of collateral and real-world assets tokenized on the XRP ledger. So these are real-world assets. We're thinking stocks, bonds, because even Hidden Road is now focused on fully the traditional financial markets. Then we go back to Monica Long saying that the company will look to expand into stocks and bonds. Check this out.
Payments is also kind of like a base use case for other types of financial services. Like if you think about security settlement, like it triggers a payment at the end of it. So we thought we should tackle this first, but we always did have our sights set on expanding into tackling other types of financial use cases. So capital markets is kind of like a logical place to expand.
So stocks and bonds,
bonds, exactly. Payments is also kind of like.
So yeah, when we're really thinking about the traditional markets and we're thinking about, stocks and bonds, this perfectly aligns with the Hidden Road acquisition. So now we look at some of the updated views that we saw during the middle of April from, for example, Ethereum CEO, which does have that 2x XRP leverage ETF. It's already fully approved. So big shout to Smoke Dog for this. We have Ethereum CEO. Ripple is building the new Wall Street with XRP and Hidden Road. Listen closely to this.
Store value, and I think that other cryptos, including XRP, have a use case, a legitimate use case. I think XRP's is a wonderful working model. I think that it's only going to get better. They made an acquisition today where I believe they bought a prime broker, and that's really big news because that means there'll be almost instantaneous settlement across all asset classes inside that prime broker. It'll be a wonderful start to the new Wall Street, that's based on blockchain that moves really quickly. No more 3 days for wire transfers. We're gonna have instant money, and that's good.
Yeah, and you mentioned
store value.
So yeah, listen, when we are thinking about really what's going on behind Hidden Road, yeah, this is that big step into traditional markets, into Wall Street essentially becoming the new Wall Street. Obviously, we already know that Ondo is working with Ripple closely with even XRP as well. Ondo is building Wall Street 2.0. This is the big thing. This is the big thing behind Hidden Road and how big Hidden Road actually is in the markets that they actually operate around, including, of course, stocks and bonds and even FX. But we have here, Ripple plans to leverage the deal to scale its RLUSD stablecoin used by Hidden Road as collateral and integrate post-trade activity into the XRP ledger and Ripple payments, which is so much bigger than what most people are anticipating because, yeah, there's a lot of numbers already behind Hidden Road. The $3 trillion annually, the 300 institutional clients, this is all great news. But what this really enables around traditional markets is the big focus from my point of view. Even if we go over to Hidden Road's website, I talked about their services. I talked about what they're tapped in with. FX and precious metals, digital assets, synthetics, OTC swaps, FX, equities, commodities, digital assets, energy, and rates via Route 28, and then clearing. You have derivatives here, and as well as a few other things as well. But for the most part, we heard from Monica Long, stocks and bonds. We're hearing from Ethereum CEO, New Wall Street with XRP and Hidden Road. And David Schwartz is talking about, future use of collateral and real-world assets tokenized on the XRP ledger. We already know stocks are being tokenized on the XRP ledger. I've addressed it on multiple occasions, but also even around this FINRA approval on April 17th, we have, this is bolstering their capabilities in traditional financial markets. Again, This is how big this acquisition actually is. It's becoming much bigger than what most are actually letting on to believe. And also, if we go over here to Coinbase, Coinbase recently acquired, and this is around derivatives, Deribit Official, to build the most powerful global crypto platform, bringing spot, futures, and options together under one roof. With Deribit, Coinbase becomes the #1 global platform for crypto derivatives by open interest and options volume. We're combining our strength in futures and spot with Deribit's industry-leading options capabilities. Deribit brings approximately 30 billion in open interest and 1 trillion plus in trading volume. This immediately scales our business, strengthening our product set and solidifies us as a leader in global crypto markets. This is a major step in our global expansion strategy. With Deribit's strong international presence and Coinbase's regulated US and international operations, we're set to offer unparalleled access to crypto derivatives around the world. Now, why is this very interesting for, Hidden Road? Why is this very interesting for Ripple? Let's actually go over here. So this is from Control Alt Bitcoin. Hidden Road, Coinbase, Deribit. Deribit joins Hidden Road Partners Institutional Credit Network. This was back in June of 2024. On top of this, over here, we have Ripple and SBI's initiative to build institutional digital asset infrastructure. This kind of goes back to exactly why SBI put a spotlight on this acquisition. Overview: Ripple and SBI Holdings have partnered to create a global financial infrastructure that enables institutional investors to securely trade and manage digital assets with the leading crypto derivatives exchange, Deribit, at its core. The key points: Ripple acquired Hidden Road, which handles transaction clearing. SBI contributes through Zodiac Custody, which is also tapped in with Ripple Custody, by the way, and Signum, providing secure digital asset custody. Deribit, with $30 billion in open interest, offers a highly liquid trading platform. Together, they build a seamless system for trading, clearing, and custody. Coinbase's role: Coinbase acquired Deribit in 2025, enabling its global clients to access Ripple and SBI's clearing and custody infrastructure. This expands the alliance's influence, scaling institutional services. The objective: to provide a secure, regulatory compliant environment for institutional investors to engage in the digital asset market. Future plans include leveraging XRP and stablecoins, RLUSD, developing ETF related products, and expanding into Asia and the Middle East. Conclusion: Ripple and SBI, with Deribit at its center, are building a secure and efficient infrastructure for institutional investors to manage digital assets. Coinbase's acquisition of Deribit accelerates this effort, marking a key step in bridging crypto and traditional finance and opening new possibilities for the global financial system. And we even have over here as well, Deribit joins Hidden Road Partners Institutional Credit Network. Within this, we have, as a result of the partnership, counterparties leveraging Hidden Road's trading network will be able to select Deribit as a venue to access crypto derivatives. This is a very big move because we also know that XRP will be handling a lot of the post-trade activities around Hidden Road. And we even have from David Schwartz confirmation that they plan on having a portion of all of the transactions that flood through Hidden Road handled on the XRP ledger. All of this is tied back to, Ripple is at the center of all of this with XRP. This is something that I think every XRP holder should be focused on, because these acquisitions are not just to, oh yeah, let's just have that 3 trillion move over, Hidden Road with XRP, have a portion of it on the XRP. It's much bigger than that. It's a lot of connections. It's a lot of networking. This is much bigger than what we are actually being, led on to believe. You just got to decipher a lot of the stuff that's actually happening here. And now, with a lot of these moves happening with Coinbase, with Deribit, the connections back to Hidden Road, not only, those connections, but we also think about what Hidden Road is actually, tapped in with a lot of these markets, combined with what we heard from Tukrium CEO and Monica Long. You can now start to see the much bigger view here on exactly what they're trying to do with Hidden Road, with the XRP ledger, and of course with Ripple. I'm very excited about all of this. I think that this is huge. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.